At the start of the movie, we see a man waking up in panic in the middle of heavy snow. This is Aiden. He quickly gets ready, pulls a knife out of a tree, and keeps moving forward. Why was he buried in the snow? We'll discover later. The scene then shifts to two kids playing outside a bungalow. Soon, we see them living together inside the house. The boy is Jim, who lives alone with his little sister and their pet dog. One day, a man drives up in a car. Jim steps outside holding what looks like a toy gun. The man, Jack, asks Jim about his parents. Jim gives no answer, so Jack leaves. At night, Jim carefully locks up the house. While he plays with his sister, we suddenly notice strange figures standing outside the glass window. They're zombies trying to break in, but the kids sit calmly as if they can't even see them. Meanwhile, somewhere in the snowy woods, we see another man, Dan, sitting by a fire. The next morning, Jim checks the bullets inside his magazine, revealing the gun is actually real. The siblings go outside again, but the same pickup truck returns, this time with Jack and his partner. The woman picks up Jim's sister sweetly, but Jim yells at her to put her down. The couple ask again about his parents, and Jim lies, saying they went grocery shopping. They assure Jim they'll take care of the kids until their parents come back, and the couple enter the bungalow. That night, we see Aiden again, killing zombies in the forest. By morning, Jim overhears Jack and his partner talking about how much they like the house and might stay. Jim hides his sister in a room. Out in the woods, Aiden, exhausted, points his gun at himself, seemingly ready to end it all. A gunshot is heard, but we don't know if he survived. Back at the bungalow, Jack begins acting as though the place is his home. Jim, quiet until now, suddenly says something strange. It'll be over before you know it. Over before you know it. Later that night, he asks, "Is it time yet?" His dog comes near, sniffs him, and nods as if confirming. Jim immediately locks his sister inside a security room. Meanwhile, the woman goes to the bathroom, sees zombies outside the window, and quickly turns off the light. Suddenly, the door creaks open behind her. Jack rushes in with his gun, only to find his partner injured on the floor before she's dragged away. What happens to Jack is never revealed. Morning comes. Aiden, alive, finds traps in the forest. Suddenly, Jim's sister appears near him, and a tranquilizer dart knocks him out, fired by Jim. When Aiden wakes, he heads toward the bungalow, where Jim waits with a pistol. Here, it's revealed Aiden is a soldier from a special unit, traveling north in search of his wife. Jim notices something unusual about Aiden. He never asks for food or medicine, only his weapon back. So Jim makes a deal. If Aiden can restore electricity in the house, he'll return the gun. When Aiden asks about his parents, Jim finally tells the truth. His father was a scientist who went missing long ago, and his mother is an agent away on a mission. The house, we learn, is powered by a treadmill generator. Just then, a zombie appears outside. Aiden grabs a metal pipe, steps out, and kills it. But when he returns, Jim questions him. Why kill it? The windows are bulletproof. They can't get in. Aiden continues to suffer nightmares of his wife. One night, he stays on the treadmill the entire time, generating electricity. The next day, Jim sets more traps in the forest. One catches a zombie woman, but before he can deal with it, a militia team passes nearby. Jim hides. Later, Aiden collapses from exhaustion. Jim's little sister walks around him, and when he wakes, she gives him a hairpin to tie his hair. After breakfast, Aiden searches through the place where Jim's mother used to work. He finds photos and a car key, rushes to the garage, but the car won't start. In the corner, he notices a locked room and starts to investigate until Jim arrives and stops him. That night, Jim handcuffs himself before going to bed. Aiden dreams again and wakes to find Jim gone into the forest. At the trap, Aiden tries to kill the captured zombie, but Jim points a gun at him, stopping him. Or later, Aiden sneaks into the secret room. Inside, he finds a dirty mattress and blood smears on the walls. It looks like a zombie was once imprisoned there. Suddenly, a stranger with a gun inspects the house. Aiden hides, while Jim watches from outside. Jim's sister nearly gives them away, waving from a window, but Aiden quickly grabs her to hide her. The man eventually leaves. Rushing inside, they find the same man back, now with armed companions, holding the girl hostage. But out of nowhere, tranquilizer bullets rain down, killing the intruders one by one. It's Jim's mother, Lena, finally back. A stray bullet hits Aiden, and he collapses. But instead of dying, he heals unnaturally fast. Lena then explains the truth. The virus creates two types of infected. Most lose their minds and become mindless zombies, but a rare few stay fully conscious, gain enhanced strength, heal from wounds, yet risk turning into crazy mode, becoming feral like normal zombies. Aiden is one of them. And so is Jim. The couple Jack and his partner, they were killed not by zombies, but by Jim during one of his crazy phases. That's why he handcuffs himself before sleep. The dog, specially trained, can smell the faint change in his scent before transformation and warn him. Lena reveals more. Jim was born with a congenital heart condition and wasn't expected to survive past 3. His father, a scientist, injected him with the zombie virus, creating the first special infected. But one day, young Jim lost control and bit his father. Slowly, his father turned into a normal zombie, and Lena had to kill her own husband. That night, the militia discovers Jack's abandoned car. The leader realizes it belonged to his runaway daughter and her boyfriend, both now dead. Furious, he marches his men to Lena's house. Aiden, sleeping in the snow, wakes to footsteps and follows their trail to the bungalow. Now swarming with militia, inside, Lena is accused of hiding the girl. Aiden sneaks inside, finds Jim in the kitchen, and starts taking out soldiers silently. But when cornered, Aiden slashes his own throat, forcing himself into crazy mode. He massacres the militia, but the roars draw hordes of zombies to the house. By morning, Aiden wakes covered in blood, surrounded by corpses. The house lies in ruins. On a table, he finds a letter from Lena. She has taken the children north by car. If fate allows, we may meet again. Aiden goes to the secret room, picks up Jim's sister's favorite toy, smiles faintly, and heads north. Meanwhile, we see Lena driving with her children into the snowy distance. And that's how the movie ends.